Good morning. Thanks for the warm welcome. And yeah, thanks for having me here. Just wait a second for the presentation to start. But I can, okay, there it is. I'm a vet, and I wanted to be a vet all my life. My parents are healing practitioners, so I grew up always looking over the round edge of a plate. That's my dog, and I studied veterinary medicine and graduated in 2002 and have practiced since then, high school diploma and something like that. And since 6 years, give or take a year, I'm totally keen and interested in the problem of the leaky gut. I was coping and learning all of these themes above, and I always thought something was missing there. And why the heck the gut? Who is interested in the gut? But the gut is like something like our inner root from a tree. And so the gut is the most important organ in my eyes. And I was totally fed up with something like this, which I see every day in my clinic. And this, and this, and this. Because that's what a normal dog or a cat is presenting when they totally have a problem with allergies, food intolerance, and something like that. And the vets and the owners, and of course the animal as well, are totally in a very big problem with that. The pressure is very, very high because they're feeling very, very bad. The patient owners come back, and why is it not getting better and something like that. So it's not fun at all for everybody. And the same with the legs. This is a patient I'm coping with, but it's always already getting much, much better. The Chinese people have a saying, and they say, okay, the disease may have many different phases, but the mother is always the nourishment. And the leaky gut, the inner root, is very important because if you imagine a tree, if you cut up the roots or if you put a problem on the roots, the tree will get a big problem. And so are we. And so don't cut your roots. And my fourth speaker, Dr. Rich, already said that when I began to work with this problem and I was investigating it was, of course, Dr. Bruce Lipton and his epigenetics, which changed my mind totally from how do I cope with these problems, how do I approach these problems, and was programming myself any other way. And I thought I need something special for the leaky gut. I'm missing a piece of the puzzle, so I sent this information out and said something has to find me and come to me. How do I cope with these problems? How can I help my patients and the owners of these patients? So it came to me in form of Lavylites. And it was not long ago, and because all these themes are present in the products of Lavylites. So I was on the right way, but I had to pick every time different parts, different puzzle, and now I have everything in a few bottles. So those are just for the doctors among you, like how the microbiome, the total number of all the bacteria and everything we have in our guts, or what our dogs have in their guts, are working with our immune system. They are working with our nerve system. They're programming us. They're producing pre-stadiums of hormones. They're producing hormones. So the gut has a big influence on us and on our health. Another thing, that bacteria and how the inner lining of our gut is cooperating and working with the inflammation of the inner lining of the gut and, of course, our whole body. And even the working with proteins in our bodies and how it affects maybe the liver or the kidneys and are producing problems with those organs are mainly produced by bacteria in our gut, and but mostly we won't address these problems with our nourishment and our behavior. The gut and the microbiome are very, very essential for the immune system. And even though the nervous system, so many, many diseases are starting in the gut if we don't cope with our microbiome, with our nourishment, with our sportly activities and something like that. You must excuse me, I'm a very, very bad drawer. I can't draw at all, but I hope you can understand this. It's a schematic portion of a part of the duodenum, of the gut, and on the left side, where there is the words normal tight junctions, inflammation, that's the inner room of the gut, where all the bacteria and the food are floating. On the left side, that's how the inner lining should be. All the intestinal cells are packed very, very tightly. So everything in the gut, the cell decides, I want a little bit of magnesia and a little bit of sugar and a little of this fatty acid, but nothing gets through at all. The inner lining of the gut has the function of a barrier, like our skin, so no bacteria won't get through our skin unless you cut it. And normally, the inner lining of the gut is so tight that nothing will get through. But if you develop a leaky gut, and I think I will lean myself so far out of the window to say that 60% of the dogs and about 80% of people have already the problem with a leaky gut. And now, through an inflammation, which can be caused mostly by stress, alcohol, the microbiome is not okay, different medications, pain medications especially, now those cells will inflammate and they drift away. And you get big, big holes, and these holes are so big, they're about 100 to 1,000 Dalton. And one bacteria is 1 Dalton, so 100 to 1,000 bacteria next to another can float right through without a barrier through between the inner lining and get right into the bloodstream. And so now you have bacteria, you have viruses, you have fungus, you have toxins floating all through the bloodstream, and they land everywhere in the body. So you have inflammation everywhere. You don't recognize that, but the immune system will get tired of that because it's fighting all over the body. And so all these will float, and there will be a point where the immune system says, okay, we have bacteria everywhere, we have viruses everywhere, we are coping, we're fighting the whole day. So there comes a point, and now you don't have one amino acid floating through the bloodstream. Now you have the information of a few hundred amino acids like chicken. And the immune system says, okay, chicken is not dog or it's not human. So it will attack these as a foreign body. So there comes a point where the immune system says, okay, I don't like chicken. And we vets, we say, okay, we have an exclusive diet. We will say, okay, now we take horse and baby sweet potatoes as a diet for 8 to 10 weeks. The problems will definitely get better, but just for an amount of time before the body says, okay, I don't like horse as well. And all the immune system, all the immunity cells, they're not staying in your intestines. 80% of the immune system is localized in the intestines. Only 20% are distributed over the rest of the body. So those immune cells will float with a lymph stream, with a bloodstream, and maybe they'll land in the nose and say, okay, I hate chicken, I hate horse, I hate Birken pollen or something like that as well. So all the other allergies will definitely come from the intestines. And those are some of the diseases we have in dogs and cats, which are definitely or maybe in connection with the leaky gut. And we have few of them, or not or many of them, like gastritis, reflux, food allergies, incontinence, arthrosis, pain. EBD is the pendant to the human morbus Crohn, eczema, cat flu, bad healing of wounds, geriatric problems, dementia, and inflammations all over the body. The list in humans gets much, much longer. So depression, migraine, we never thought of looking for that in dogs, I think. Cardiovascular problems, multiple sclerosis, all those things we say, okay, it's a urban type we have as humans from our living style. No, most of it will come from the gut. And my heroes, that's why I was very happy to find Lavylites, is the impulse juice and the body lotion. And first when I said body lotion for intake, they're totally stupid folks, those people. And nowadays, 3 times a day, you can put it in water. All Lavylite products are so pure, you can ingest them. And people who tend to reflux in the evening, if you had too much to eat or to drink, and you feel a little, I'm not that well, just take some of the body lotion, 5 to 10 minutes, give or take, the problems will get away. Dogs who are eating earth or wood or have reflux or a vomit in the morning, all the people I say, okay, take body lotion 2 or 3 times a day in the food or on the back of the foot, and they lick it, problems will definitely go away. So these problems, or these products will nourish your inner lining of the gut and will help with big problems. As my first speaker, Dr. George, said, the problem is that real school medics, I talked to some people in America who focused on the gut, but from a totally school medicine type of looking, they said if you have a chronic inflammation or a change in the inner lining of the gut, it definitely will never be healed. You can only cope with it, you can change the nutrition, you can give some edits, you can give a cortisone, you can give pain medication, but it will never heal. And I've seen in my patients with these and with right nourishment, with some supplements, you can definitely heal those. With allergies, you won't get rid of them that fast because the body can remember allergies up to 10 years. But you can lower all the problems because mostly with allergies, it's a combination of many problems. Those guys are definitely some who will need the level 32 because it's good for the teeth. With cats, when you try it, be careful, cats hate this spray sound, this psh, psh. So put it on your hand and then apply it on your animal. Also, the animals have a pineal gland like we, and if you have a problem, your dog is aggressive or your cat don't like to be touched, apply the third eye potion, the Evul 3-point eye, to yourself under your tongue and give it to your animal as well, especially for riders, for horse riders, because you will have a definite different connection to your animal. Mauke is a common problem with horses because those are problematic bacteria, and mostly if you have a big inflammation, you can cope with it for weeks. This is the first day after applying Lavylites, and the next day it's much better. That's the next foil. The chakras in animals are slightly different. Just remember that if you want to spray it pointedly on a chakra. And my big aha effect was a dog bite in a friend. You can also see the little blood stains on the floor. And she called me and said I was bitten by another dog. She has 3 dogs herself. And normally, I don't know, you have an estimate how long it will take for you if I have a blue stain from a scratch or something to get away, normally for 2 weeks. So this one, she called me and said, okay, I have a dog bite, what shall I do? Should I go to a doctor? He said, yeah, normally animal bite, always go to the doctor. But I said, okay, you have the Lavylites creations. Try the 32, which normally is for the teeth, but it's good against inflammation. And I said, okay, apply it, do it every 5 minutes. And I was very, very astounded when I got a photo 1 hour later, because it was looking like this. And that was a very, very big moment for me as a doctor to say, okay, I've never have seen a dog or a cat bite heal that fast, because mostly you get big, big problems with that. So I'm very happy to use those. Just try them on, look at it, and if you have questions, you can always reach me via these accounts, and hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and thank you very, very much.